You probably have to be living under a tree not to be aware of what's going on in multiple places of the world, particularly Canada, the United States, and I believe there was one in Paris. I'm talking about the trucker convoy. The trucker convoy, the idea here now it's become split because of the way the government is and the way reporting is. But they're really all about, in their minds, ending mandates, increasing freedom, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not really going to talk about that, but something came out of that from somebody who's involved in it, who's been active in it, and they posted something on their Facebook. Now, I'm not one to automatically believe everything that's on Facebook, because obviously there's two sides to every story. I wish the government would know that, and I wish other people would realize that, because some just go one way, some just go the other. But something came up, and it's really an interesting question, and it's something that I've felt along the whole time. And my question really is what is the government's end game? What is the full end game of this? Now, I know the idea is to keep people healthy, keep people safe, to stop the economy from crashing, not overload the healthcare system and all that. But what is it really about? And I remember early on when people are asking, hey, is it bad? Is it? Well, yeah, COVID is real. Yes, it is. Do the shots work? In most aspects, the shots work fine. But what's the end game? Like what particular things, such as like a vaccine passport. Now, in Canada, you need a vaccine passport to go to places in most locations. So things like sporting events, theaters, restaurants, things like that. And the idea is that people who are vaccinated don't carry the virus and yada yada yada. Whatever. Again, I'm not going to talk about that. But what was the end game to it all? What's the reason for it all? Well, this is what actually came across my feed, and it caught my attention. It's called the Digital ID in Ontario. Now, without me saying anything, without me reading anything, I bet you the very first thing that probably caught your eye is probably the yellow. Now, that's typical art. That's how art works. And you design something with an emphasis. You see it. It's yellow. And you take a look at it, and it shows a chip kind of in a person's hand. Now, for a Christian, I think one of the things that's going to automatically jump out is just thinking, oh, mark of the beast, mark of the beast. And I've had that discussion a lot of times. People asking, is this vaccine the mark of the beast? And they're looking at one particular element. Now, the mark of the beast is mentioned in the book of Revelation, and it says no one will be able to buy or sell unless they've taken the mark. And so they look at the vaccine and they say, hey, nobody can buy or sell. You can't go into businesses without the vaccine. Well, that's actually not entirely true. You can't go to certain places, but you can still buy and sell and all that. So it is not the mark of the beast, but it's got people on edge. And so you automatically see this image of a chip in a hand. You go, is that the mark of the beast? Because in the book of Revelation, it talks about the mark of the beast being in the right hand or on the forehead. And so it clearly shows that. So this caught my attention. And so I looked at some of the things in here. And it says where you can use a digital ID. Now, they highlight a couple of things here. The original highlights are there. It's not me doing it. So it's things like access and use vaccination records and open a bank account. Now, the thing is, again, when I see that, I'm kind of like, is that real? Is that true? Is that real? Because the fact checkers would come in and they would look at this and they would probably automatically say missing context or verifiably false or false information, misleading information, something along those lines to flag it so it disappears down through the algorithm. That's actually what it is. You can go back and check the fact checker video that I did. But so I decided to look this up. Is this actually real? So if I take out that chip from the hand, is the information correct? Well, turns out it actually is. And so I went to the Ontario website because that's where it was pushing from. It'd be a little hard to see, but if you look there just in the bottom right-hand corner, they give the address, https www.ontario.ca/page/digital-id-ontario. So I decided to go look that up. Is that actually real? Is there actually a picture of the chip in the hand? Well, the answer is no. Now, when I say no, I mean there's no picture of a chip in the hand. But the rest of the information is real. So this is where the fact checkers would say, oh, false. They take one piece and say it's false and therefore it gets buried. But let's go over to the Ontario website here. The Digital ID in Ontario. So this is what it is. So it's asking questions like, what is digital ID, what digital ID is and not, where can you use digital ID, how does it work, and why now. So, just looking at this very briefly here, what is it? It's an electronic version of trusted government ID that provides better safety and more security and stronger privacy than physical ID cards or documents. In essence, maybe. I can't say yes or no, but maybe. Then it says it can be securely stored in a digital wallet app for smartphone and other digital devices like tablets or computers, and will let people and businesses prove who they are online and in person. So right then and there, I want to show that it's not about a chip in your hand. It's in that digital wallet. Now, I've never used my digital wallet at all. I can tell you that. I've never used it. But, you know, that's kind of the way things are. And people use them. I know some do. I never have, like I said. But that's the way it is. So it's not a chip in your hand. It goes to your digital wallet, where people keep credit cards in their digital wallet and things like that. So there's nothing, again, nothing necessarily nefarious about this. But let's keep on. I'm going to change the setting here a little bit. I've got it for other things. All right. Pull this over. So how do they argue it? Okay, it's convenient. It lives on your mobile device and is always ready to use whenever you need it. As long as you have your phone. I guess they figure most people have their phones. It's secure. Your data is protected using strong encryption. And unlike your physical wallet, your digital ID can easily be turned off if your phone is lost or stolen. You can wipe out your phone. It says, unlike your physical wallet, your digital ID can easily be turned off. It's not that hard. You make some calls if your wallet goes missing. I've had to do it once or twice. I've never had to replace a lot, but I've had to replace a few things, like a credit card or something. And it's not that hard. I call the credit card company, they cancel it, and they send me a new one. Simple as that. Privacy preserving. Now it says, for example, if you need to show that you're the age of majority, the verifier will only know that you're over 18. So that is a kind of a benefit. So if you've got to show ID, say if you're picking up something that requires you to be older, that'd be alcohol, tobacco, cannabis, something like that, or something else, you can just show this. This gets scanned. It's like, yeah, they're of age of majority, without revealing my birth date, because apparently I don't want people to know how old I am. I just want them to know that I'm over the age of 18 or 19 or 21, whatever your age of majority is. That kind of thing. And then they say it's verifiable, just like your driver's license. Digital ID is a certified government proof that you are who you say you are. You're in control, so that's the idea. And it's voluntary. Now let's go with what it's not. It's not stored in a central database. Well, of course it's not. It's on your phone. Really what it is. It's on your phone. So it's not in a digital, it's not stored in a central database. It's be the same as like I carry my wallet. My wallet's not stored in a central database, but it doesn't mean it's not accessed. You're telling me the government can't look up my driver's license, my credit history, and all that. So it's kind of a misnomer there. Not a tracking device. The government will not know where you are, where you've been, or how you used your ID. It's on your cell phone. Pretty sure my cell phone can be tracked. It's one of those funny things that everyone's like, they're going to be tracking me. You carry your phone. If you carry a phone, you're trackable. You were there. Not usable without your permission. In other words, you must consent before sharing any information. Well, of course, you've got to unlock your phone unless you're one of those people who don't lock your phone. And then it's things like why now, but let's go down to where you can use it. This is where it's more fascinating, okay? As an individual, you can use your digital ID to prove your identity when you, now look at where it is, make age-sensitive purchases, like lottery tickets, that's fine, pick up a package at a post office, like your driver's license, whatever, proof of address, apply for government assistance. You see, these last three are the ones that are more interesting. Apply for government assistance, such as disability support or benefits, such as CERB or EI. This is Canada, so if you're not familiar with what those are, CERB was the benefit you can get if you weren't working due to COVID. I think it stands for COVID Emergency Recovery Benefit or something like that. Someone will tell me I'm wrong. That's all right. EI, your employment insurance. You got to apply for employment insurance, and I think that's probably one of the biggest scams we have going. Employment insurance, I really do, for various reasons, but that's not very important right now. But it's like access and use vaccination records and open a bank account. If you're a business, you can use it to hire new employees, prove your business identity, credentials, and those to verify those of other businesses, open business accounts, apply for loans, grants, tax credits, and verify consumer identities. Now, That doesn't sound too bad, but what happens when, hey, you got to carry this now? Is it a move to these things? Or are we looking 3-5 years out where everything's being moved to the digital, where everything's being moved now? You don't need to carry a physical wallet. You need to carry an identity. You got to carry your phone and that kind of thing. And so they ask how it works and all that thing. So, but the danger there is if everything becomes digital, what happens if I lose my phone? Well, then before I've got to get a new phone, I got to cancel that phone, I got a new phone. But it's all there. But that's not even the real danger. I think the real danger is applied here where you actually see like the GoFundMe for the truckers convoy, which raised something like $10 million, and they put a freeze on it so the money's not going to go where it is. And I think it shows the danger of everything going digital. They say it's stored on your phone, but where does your phone get the information? Where does it get it? Are you going to scan your driver's license in? Is that how it works and all that? Well, probably not. It's going to have to pull the information from certain databases. So the information is there, but it all becomes digital. So if something gets changed in the digital, I'm not saying it would, but if it does, and say somebody changes your birth date on your driver's license, you say, I'm 23, but the driver's license suddenly says, hey, someone goes in and changes it. No, they're only 17. Like, wait, what? How am I supposed to prove that? How am I supposed to prove it's an error? I can't anymore if the database gets changed. See, the GoFundMe proved what happens when everything goes digital, that they can just freeze, they can control, and they can manipulate. And so what this is progression towards. Is this the mark of the beast? Absolutely not. But I believe it is progression for. And so I give two warnings here from this one. Careful with false information, because this does give false information. It gives the impression that this is a chip in your hand. It's not. It's for your digital wallet. But at the same time, there's other informations that are coming out that we have to be wary of. So what is the end game? Control. It's always been about control. There is a safety aspect to it. There is a security issue, but look at how they're selling it. They're selling it, but it's safer for you. You control the information. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But it's about control. Is it the mark of the beast? No, it's not. And I can cover that in a different time. But it definitely is about control. And if this continues to develop, we're handing more and more control over. Now, I'm not saying technology itself is bad. Technology is good. I'm using technology. But it's to be careful that technology doesn't replace the full human interaction. And so we be careful with this. But this also, we see it, it's setting the stage for control. It's setting the stage for what you can call the mark of the beast when it comes eventually into being. The technology is there. And so it's all there. But how would we see this? This only really becomes clear and makes sense if we have a foundation that is built on Jesus Christ and a foundation that's built on the Word of God. Hey, I just want to thank you for watching. If you like the content, want to subscribe, like, tell a friend, get the word out. Also, if you want more content, you can follow me on YouTube, on Rumble, or you can even download the Foundation with Steve Teed podcast and Take Me on the Go, found on almost all podcast apps. This couldn't happen without you, and I encourage you, build on a strong foundation.